Hey YouTube, it's Sean, and I'm working on my little Honda Civic here. It's just the 16 valve, and it's a B15 D2 or something like that. It's a D15 B2, yeah. But shucked the water pump, and right here's the little water pump that was in it. You know, it's a timing belt driven, but it started weeping right out the wheat pole. It was actually not weeping, it was hosing out of it. It was really coming out hard and fast. So there you go. There's the new water pump. And there's the new timing belt. And there's the new tensioner. And if you're going to do one of these Hondas, make sure that you do all three of those components: the water pump, the tensioner, and the belt. It's foolish to go all the way in here and get this far and not do them all, because I tell you, one of them will shuck every time. And there's another thing on these things. Let me hook this cable out of the way. But another thing on one of these, that's too loose. Now there's a procedure to tighten these, but I prefer to lock the crank, tension the cam, lock, and then tighten your tensioner. It's a simpler way to get this out of it. And then you start it up. If it makes noise, shut it off. Lock your crank again. Loosen it just a little bit. But this is too loose. This is ridiculous. There's a procedure in the book, but I've done the procedure in the book 100 times, and it kind of works, but it has a tendency of this, and this is too loose. So anyway, YouTube, here's another thing. This is what happens when it gets to that belt starts rubbing. Just ate it up. It's terrible. Belt started rubbing on that cover. So we'll get a new cover. This is just going in the junk. But yeah, belt started rubbing on the cover and ate it. And the top cover looks good. We're gonna reuse that. But I got the instructions, you know. Comes with all the instructions. But you do this first. And then when you get this far, this is what I do. Every time I do a Honda, I just lock the crank with a bar against the ground. And then that way your crank cannot move. And then just loosen your tensioner just a little bit. That way it allows it to, you know, kick the slack that it can out. Tighten it back up. Then you loosen this, then you get a hold of this with a 14. This is a 12. You get a hold of this and just barely snug, and that takes some of this out. And then you loosen your tensioner again, and it'll pop the slack out, and then you tighten it, and then you're done. And that usually is just between this and too tight. It's the way I do it, and it works great. That's the way I did the white Honda, and it's been running really good, no problems. But if you're going to go inside one of these Hondas, do all that: the water pump, the tensioner, and the belt. Don't just do the belt or the water pump. Get that tensioner. Get it all three. You can buy it actually in one kit, and that's the way to go, YouTube. Alright, we'll have this thing up and going. This car doesn't have a whole lot of miles on it. It's can't see it, but it has 98,000 miles on it. I know it's rough for 98 because it's a New York salt belt car, but doesn't have a whole lot of miles on it. I know when I went in there, that was the original pump, original belt, original everything, tensioner, and yeah, everything was original on it. So here we go. All right, take care, guys, and catch you next time. Bye bye.